Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm going to be doing the proposition rebuttal speech for this round. So first, I'm going to go into framework, then refutations, and last I will extend on my impacts. So with that said, my time shall begin now. Since the opposing team did not provide a framework, the framework for the round will be economical human development improvement stances on the proposition framework. Now into the refutations. First, taxes. According to the Center of Global Development, refugees actually pay back more in taxes than what they receive in benefits, about $21,000 to be exact. In Turkey, one recent study found Syrian refugees have invested almost $300 million into the Turkish economy, with more than 10,000 Syrian-owned businesses employing an average of 9.4 workers. Thus, the proposition is winning on framework since we're supporting the economic importance in this debate. Second, language learning. The Institute for Employment Research has revealed that approximately 400,000 refugees will be in work before the end of the year. The agency is quite satisfied with the assimilation into the labor market, meaning that in fact, governments do have to support refugees by providing language learning. This is not a bad thing overall, because later the refugees bring more money into the economy than what the government is putting into their education. Their unemployment. About 50% of the refugees with jobs are working in a skilled profession, not a low-skilled jobs, as the opposition mentioned. This is surprisingly high, considering that only 1 in 5 refugees before leaving has a vocational qualification or has completed a university degree. The opposition stated that jobs will be taken from locals, but according to the Apolitical, millions of refugees and asylum seekers are denied the right to work because government thinks that they're going to take away jobs from locals. This is simply not true. By trying to ban refugees from working, this can magnify harmful effects by concentrating their labor in low-skilled jobs, creating greater competition. Allowing them unrestricted access, however, to the labor market can actually reduce the impact on wages and provide fiscal benefits for the government. And lastly, into the arguments on tensions. The opposition mentioned Germany, but in Germany, people can freely practice their faith regardless of which religion they belong to, because in Germany, religion and state are separate. About every second person in Germany is a Christian, not a Catholic. About 5% are Muslims and 4% belong to other religions. 36%, however, are not part of any religion, and is an upward trend. Thus, the impact that tensions will occur is just a fallacy. And in Denmark's Muslim population may get an outsized amount of media coverage and political attention, but the second largest religion behind Christianity is actually no religion at all. Countries that are big parts of organizations like the EU do have an obligation to support refugees while ignoring their personal ideals. On the other hand, this is not enough reason for countries to leave refugees on the brink of death. Even if refugees were denied entry, immigration still take place, meaning that religious and ethnic diversity will still exist. That this is not the solvency for this issue, making the opposition's argument non-unique since it would happen in both worlds. Thus, the proposition is proudly winning on the economical and human development points, since we're providing benefits for the government and for the society overall. Now into my impacts. In 2015, over 181,000 refugee entrepreneurs generated $4.6 billion in business income. In 2015, refugees possessed $56.3 billion in disposable income. One study found that in Southeast Michigan, refugees were responsible for $200 million in economic activity and for creating from 1,000 to 2,000 jobs. And lastly, as I have stated, efforts to significantly halt resettlement efforts on the basis of unfounded national security concerns would have serious consequences to the government. Impacts on the economy are important because it's what development relies on. Thus, governments do have an obligation and a moral and legal one. Thus, judge, you should vote for the pro team. Thank you.